Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Spain. After 2 wins on the bounce off camera, you know what that means. It's time for another nil-nil draw. Okay, let's have a look at who we're playing today. It's Rayo Vallecano, and we're playing away from home. They're third in the league, so this could be a very tough game for us indeed. Let's have a quick look at what happened in the last two games. The previous game to this one against Las Palmas, we ended up winning 1-0 thanks to a goal by Berg in the first half. And previous to that, we had a game against Extremadura, which we actually went behind in. We conceded a goal in the first half. It was piss poor defending, I'm afraid, and it needed two goals by Victor Malejo to get us back into it, and we held on to that margin of victory until the end of the match. Today is match day number 32, I believe. Yes, it is. And that means that after this game, we have only 30 points left to play for. Let's have a look at how things are looking in the league at the moment. You can see Huesca on 56 points, meaning that they can get to a maximum of 86, 86. They can still get to 89. Let's have a look at how things stand after this game, and we'll have a much better idea of what we need to do with the rest of the season. But with those 2 wins off camera, we're getting very, very close to the fabled magical number, which will see us promoted back to the promised land of La Liga next season. No, we're not going to leave that. Let's go to the next match, which is against Rayo Vallecano, and let's have a look at the lineup for today. Well, there's no real need to make any massive changes. Carmona has pretty much been replaced by Arbia as the first choice right back at this point. Morales will always come on for the onto the bench at least, and we don't need two central defenders. Even though Arbia is starting the game, he gives us cover at centre back as well, so we can bin Pulido off to the non-match day squad. Let's just get these organised. I should do this off camera and just get it set so this is the standard anyway. But there we go. So we're going to be starting with the 11 that did the job for us last time out, which is Jetro Willems at left back, Montero and Peru at centre back with Arbia on the right, Galoppo as defensive midfield with Yarmolenko and Shibazaki in attacking midfield, and a front three of Victor Malejo, Berg and Momo. Malejo's actually gone up to 80 rating this game. He was 79 last game out, so that's kind of cool. You can see Vallecano will be wearing their very fetching white graduating into pink shirt with a red sash. Very Peruvian. Gotta love a Peruvian style football shirt. Very classic looking. And now we're going to get on with the match and hope that we can at least score a goal, because it would be lovely to give you something to actually watch these videos for, rather than just aimless nil-nil draws. Again, I think it's probably that I'm distracting myself by talking a little bit too much during the match. So again, some of you will be very happy with this, some of you will probably be a little bit sad. But I'm not going to be doing the usual amount of commentary that you would expect for these games, just because I'm still needing to concentrate a bit more on what I'm doing. And immediately we play a bit of a dodgy defensive header, but we get away with it, and Montero can bring the ball forward. Shibazaki, oh my god. Even when he's got the ball, he plays the wrong bloody pass and gives it away. And we can't seem to tackle in midfield at the moment, which is a bit of a problem for us. Willem's doing his best to keep Kikudo quiet, but he can't quite manage it, and he's played himself into a little bit of trouble here, as well as us. And somehow we've gotten away with it. And there could be a ball over the top for Berg here. Can't quite manage it, but it was a nice idea. Quick counter down the middle. to remind myself that this is the third place team in the league, so we shouldn't expect necessarily to run away with this one. Berg just needs to be a bit more alert to the ball around the corner. Wonder if maybe it's just he's not that kind of player. Even though he's got the pace, he's not really a player that likes to play on the shoulder of the last defender. If that's the case, we are going to have to adapt the way that we play, because I do like a striker who can play off of the shoulder of the last defender. Just playing it around the midfield here, just trying to find a chink in the armour of Vallecano. I thought we might have found one there, but Berg was offside. It's going to be a free kick to Vallecano. He was miles offside as well, wasn't he? Surely not too long until Longo gets back on the pitch. Dmitrievski with a long ball up to the centre of the pitch. Played out to the right-hand side. Willems underneath that one. Wins the initial header, but we can't do anything about the follow-up. They're starting to exert a bit of pressure here, Vallecano. It's a shame. The ball just played a shade ahead of him, and it always seems to be the problem for Berg, is that the ball is always just a shade too far ahead of him. Arbia now with the ball. He's going to bring it forwards a little bit, try and compress play into the final third. That's lovely from Shibazaki. Brilliant turn by Berg, shot and a good save by the goalkeeper, and that's what I want from Berg. The ball played into him, he spins on the spot, turns his man and gets the shot away. But the through ball doesn't seem to work so well with him, so I think we're going to have to play to feet with him a lot more. You'd think I would have figured this out by now, having played with him as my main striker for a fair while. Momo's going to pick this one up. Into Galoppo. Yarmolenko. Momo. Willems. There's a foul on the edge of the area. No, it's not. What's going on here then? Oh, it is a foul. Just not for me. I don't know. What is that? That is not a foul. I'm sorry. I've seen much more egregious fouls than that go unpunished. Well, there we go. So play resumes, and we're still looking for that opening goal. Yarmolenko doing a good job of making a bit of a fuss. Abiya's backing off his man a little bit here. Now he goes in to try and track him down. Santi Komsesa. That's not how it's actually said, I'm sure. Over the top, Montero. Interesting clearance by Montero. Here's Galoppo. The header's poor though. Played out to the right hand side. Willems goes out to meet his man. The goalkeeper comes and collects the ball easily and immediately rolls it out to try and restart play. It's a dangerous pass, that one. Momo just getting the wrong side of his man. Unable to take advantage of that ball into him. Yarmolenko out to Abiya. Inside to Shibazaki. Galoppo. Momo. Berg. Shot. Just wide of the post. Good effort. Short, sharp passing into play between the boys in blue and white. Just couldn't quite get it on target, the big man. Now a long looping ball up the centre of the pitch. And Malejo's going to get onto this one. He's knocked off the ball there. I thought that was a foul, but apparently not. Only if you do it to the AI. And there's the half-time whistle, and unsurprisingly, it's 0-0 at half-time. This is Vallecano we're talking about here. We've managed to keep them from getting any shots. We've had 2 ourselves. Promising. Goalkeeper's definitely had a lot less to do in this match than he did in his previous one. Here's Arberia on the right hand side. Can he find a cross into the box? That's good from Yarmolenko. Wins the ball back high up the pitch. We can maintain the pressure on them. Willems loses it. Just losing a little bit of impetus when we get into the final third. Shibazaki looking to run onto that one, but it's just pitched a little bit too far ahead of him. Galoppo will win this header, and Malejo picks it up and manages to maintain possession despite running into trouble. Out to Willems. Inside to Momo, who's onside, and inexplicably just stands there and lets the player in defence put it out of play. It is very frustrating when you work those opportunities, you get into good positions, and then the player AI, Malejo just muscled off the ball. None of my players apparently have the strength to win a shoulder-to-shoulder challenge while off the ball. Another frustration. Oh, and this is a chance now. Goalkeeper does very well to come out and claim it. Oh my God. Well, thank God for Javi Montero is all I can say about that one. Galoppo into Berg, round the corner for Momo. He can't muscle his man out though. Yet again. That's good from Yarmolenko. Plays it through to Berg. Momo on the wing if he can find him. He gets past his man. He's beaten by the second one. And the ball goes out of play. No doubt for a goal kick. No, the referee actually indicating for a corner. Surprisingly. And I'm going to make a change here because I don't feel that Momo has the physicality to be doing what I need him to do in this match. So Yarmolenko is going to move into the left wing forward position. And Bonaventura is going to come on in attacking midfield. Let's see if that can make any difference for us. Doesn't have the same kind of pace, Yarmolenko, but he's physical. He'll win a challenge if he needs to, and that is easily defended at the near post by Vallecano, and they get the ball forward. And Willems misses out on the header. This is a very good, big, physical side, Vallecano. Let's try a long one over the top. Yarmolenko underneath it. Wins the header. Oh, couldn't quite get the ball through to Malejo. But I like what I saw there. I might try that one again. They don't like it up them, sir. Yarmolenko gonna have a crack. Oh, goalkeeper does well to save it. Didn't have to stretch too far. but there was enough for him to do that it was definitely a good save. Arbia, Berg! Oh, so close. What's he got to do to score? Lovely play between Shibazaki and Arbia at right back, just making space for the full-back to make the cross. And the goalkeeper knew very little about it. Going to be another corner kick. Willems to take. Going to go for the dash. Nothing doing. Willems will get to this one first, I think. Here's Galoppo. Oh, Victor Malejo, surely! Yes, it's 1-0! An overload of players into the box. Vallecano didn't know who to mark. The through ball was superb. And Malejo didn't have to do much to finish it off. The R2 button definitely employed. Oh, that just split the defence, really. And it was an easy finish for him. And it's 1-0. 3 points potentially on the board for Deportivo. With only 5 minutes left, it's the perfect time to score. And they're all kinds of stretched now, Vallecano. Shibazaki down the right-hand side. Malejo inside him. He's gone for it. Here's Malejo. Holds his man off. Could he make it 2? He does! Malejo with the second goal. Rayo Vallecano on the stretch. Pushing forward, trying to get the equaliser. And Deportivo used that extra little bit of room to really take advantage and score an emphatic second goal. Brilliant play by Malejo. Brilliant play by Shibazaki. Knew exactly where to put the ball. And the young Spanish forward on his left foot, able to just steer it round the goalkeeper for his second. And it's 2-0 here now. And Vallecano are getting desperate. If they're going to get anything out of this match, they need to reply almost immediately. Let's see what they can do. Well, they win the ball high up the pitch, is over the top, and Danny Rabba could get an instant. Oh my word, he has an instant reply from Danny Rabba. What a superb take. That is a goal of some quality. Not too sure about the defending. Can't argue with the finish. Good Lord Almighty. What a take. It was the long ball over the top that did for them. Well, I say a long ball, it wasn't really too long, but it was direct. And that is something, there's a hint of offside about his positioning for this goal, you know. But that doesn't take away from an excellent finish. 2-1, and I think now I wouldn't blame Deportivo at all. Well, they didn't need to hang on for too long. I was going to say, I wouldn't blame them at all if they didn't decide to just hang on to the ball for the remainder. But the referee's taken that out of their hands, and with 2 goals inside 4 minutes, Victor Malejo made this game all but impossible to lose for Deportivo. A brilliant solo effort by Rabba at the end of the game, putting slight amounts of doubt into the minds of the home team. Or sorry, even the away team. But in the end, it was all 3 points going back to the Riazor, thanks to a brilliant performance in the end by Victor Malejo. Moving Yarmolenko further up the pitch also, I think, did actually give us a little bit more of a physical threat and maybe stretched their defence, because suddenly they had someone else to think about. I'm going to have to think about the possibility of Momo taking a seat on the bench for a few games because even when we've won, he's been a bit of a bit part player. Doesn't really have the physicality that I need of a centre forward. And you can see there, even as quiet a game as Berg had, he did a lot better than Momo with a 6. Momo's getting one of the joint lowest scores from the entire team, although I have to say it's very harsh on the defence to give them a mixture of 5s and 6s. I thought, considering that they held on until the very end, they did pretty well. Anyway, never mind. That is the end of the match for today. Let's see how the rest of the results went. And look at that. Racing Santander losing 1-0 to Mirandes. And with us beating third placed Rayo Vallecano, that helps us stretch our lead a hell of a lot. There's the rest of the scores there. Huesca with a 4-0 victory over Ponferradina means that we're going to have to continue to win if we're going to guarantee our promotion to the top division. That being said, the way we're playing at the moment, I don't know if it's out of the question to think that we could hold on for the title come the end of this season. We are 12 points clear at the top of the league at the moment, and with 10 games left, there is the potential for us to finish on 107 points. Looking at the 4th place team now, it is Rayo Vallecano. It looks as though that win against them has relegated them outside. Well, I say relegated. It has forced them outside of the promotion places. Now they, with 10 games left to go, could get a possible total of 87 points. We are on 77, meaning that we need another 3 wins and a draw. Although, let's be honest, in order to make it absolutely certain and take goal difference out of the equation, we will be needing another 11 points just to get us over that magic 87 marker and into the 88s. 88 points will win you promotion this season, it seems. It will probably end up being less because I don't see Vallecano and Cadiz and Ibar going the rest of the season undefeated. So I don't think necessarily that 87 is going to be necessary, but at least we know what our points total needs to be to guarantee our entry into the top flight next season. Now, before we say goodbye today, there is a little bit of housekeeping to be done in the form of negotiations, because we've had bids come in for a couple of players. Javi Montero, who I have no interest in selling whatsoever, is the subject of a £21.8 million bid from Borussia Mönchengladbach. His release fee is 24 million. I think, to be honest, if they want him, they can pay the release fee, but I don't want to sell him at all. I think he's great value for money. He is the club captain at the moment, and we are going to need him next season if we get promoted, so that we can have a hope of keeping some clean sheets. I think that it's next season is probably going to be a case of try and draw as many games as possible, pick up the odd win where you can, and Javi Montero is going to be very important in that. Also, we've had a bid come in for Vicente Gomez. 2.6 million. He's rated at 3.3 with a market value of 3.2. I feel like we could probably force them to pay the release fee to sell him on. The thing is, he is currently rated at 68, and if I can find his, there it is. There's his little hexagram, or hexagon even. He's not a bad midfielder, and he's on a contract of £810 a week at the moment. We will have to renew that at the end of the season if we want to keep hold of him. The only thing I'm not too sure about with him is the fact that he doesn't look like he's going to get much better once he hits the 69 level. Now, you can see the blue line and the grey line there, and this is something that we kind of talked about very, very briefly during the youth team video that I made some time ago. You can see the blue line actually at some point went above the grey line. So the grey line is the projected growth of the player. The blue line is his actual growth. It is possible for players to grow at a greater rate than they are projected to So there's nothing to say that Vicente Gomez couldn't become a much better midfielder than a 69 rating into his 24th year. The problem is he's not going to get that much game time because we have at the moment our first choice defensive midfielder Galoppo, who although he's not getting any better and will start to get worse as he approaches his 30th birthday, is still a very decent central midfield option. And we also have signed William Arrau to a brand new contract. And look at his development. He's projected to be well into the 70s by the time he reaches his 19th birthday. So I don't think that Vicente Gomez is going to get that many games for us. Maybe it would be better to just make the money now, sell him to Jubilo Iwata in the J League, and just crack on with what we can do in the transfer market come the next transfer window. Strengthen other areas, perhaps another centre forward, because Longo, as much as I love the dude, and he will continue to get better, I just don't know if he's necessarily the right striker for this team. Um, yeah, it's a difficult one. He's not a great header of the ball, which is something. He's a good jumper, but he just can't head the ball, and that's something which I'm kind of wanting from my centre forwards. De Silva is definitely going on the transfer list as well because I just don't see him developing into a good enough player in any time soon. Um, Berg is a better player in the box. He's only 17 years old as well, which is a absolute marvel because he looks like he's about 30. Then again, he probably was when this game originally started. But he's going to get a lot better. He can develop into a very good centre forward. He already is a very good centre forward, but he's going to get even better, I think. So maybe Longo is for the chop, and maybe De Silva is for the chop as well. And then we can use the money that we make for the two of them, and bring in somebody who can play through the centre, who is an absolute beast. I'm thinking Brazilian. I'm thinking Newcastle. I'm thinking Joel Linton. But you'll have to wait and see whether we can do that. It depends on his wages, whether he wants to come, all of that malarkey. I think we'll have to leave most of the big signings until we are, fingers crossed, touch wood, promoted into the Primera division. So that's going to do it for another episode. Thank you very much for watching and getting this far, listening to my inane ramblings as we talk about squad building and development of players and all that kind of stuff. Till next time, take care of yourselves. I'll see you soon. Bye bye.